Good evening, everybody. Looks like we have some strange news in regards to AI. One of the weirdest stories recently to come out in regards to this is Albania's AI minister. And not only that, but they made that about a month ago, they made that a legitimate thing. And now not only that, but this person is supposedly pregnant. So there's some strange things happening with AI. We'll look at a Bible verse that could very well be connected to this whole AI stuff going on. And then a very weird company who is involved with the United Nations, Lucis Trust, initially the Lucifer Book House, I think was publishing house is what it was called. They're connected to the United Nations. They're involved with technology and trying to advance stuff. So there's weird things happening in regards to this. So this is the first one here. And it is world's first AI minister will eliminate corruption, says Albania's prime minister. So yes, they've made this person, Delia, I think is its name. And this is the AI minister that's now in control in Albania. And this is a direction that they may want to move. Even the head of ChatGPT saying that ChatGPT may get to the point where it's so good at making choices and decisions that even the president of the United States may put ChatGPT in charge of the nation. So this is a very odd direction that things are moving. Now, even weirder here is what we see. AI minister pregnant with 83 children. Albania's Prime Minister's bizarre announcement. And here we see Delia, meaning son, right, was appointed in September to make Albania's public procurement system fully transparent and supposedly corruption free, as if technology and algorithms can't be corrupted. They're like so completely easily corrupted. They're controlled by humans, right? I mean, so I don't know what they're thinking with that. Also weird that it has its name named after the sun. Hey, Rebecca in the chat, nice to see you. So yeah, let's look at a little bit of this here. It says that Albania's AI-generated minister, Delia, is pregnant. Prime Minister Edi Rama has announced. He revealed plans to create 83 children or assistants, one for each Socialist Party member of parliament. Things are getting very weird. We took a risk today with Delia here, and we did it very well. So for the first time, Delia is pregnant with 83 children. And he said that Rama, the children or assistants, will record everything that happens in parliament and keep legislators informed about discussions or events they miss. Each one will serve as an assistant for them, who will participate in parliamentary sessions and will keep a record of everything that happens and will suggest members of parliament. These children will have the knowledge of their mother, Rama says. He says that the system will be fully operational by the end of 2026. A very odd direction that we're moving. This could be in relation to what the prophecy in the book of Daniel, Daniel 2:43 mentions. As you saw iron mixed with ceramic clay, they will mingle with the seed of men, but they will not adhere to one another, just as iron does not mix with clay. This could be a direction that they're trying to move with things. This could get into the territory of the end times with maybe Nephilim, fallen angel creations, trying to merge man, merging with machine, transhumanism. Because what we see is a potential of trying to mingle with the seed of men, but they will not adhere to one another, just as iron does not mix with clay. So once again, the seed of man will be under attack, just like it was in the garden, just like the fallen angels tried to do to corrupt the bloodlines of humanity. So Jesus probably couldn't come. That could have been a fallen attempt to corrupt the seed of man, because Jesus would have never come through a Nephilim bloodline. So this is weird. This could be connected to the alien stuff, fallen angel stuff, just like the days of Noah is what the last days will be like. And they were trying to they did corrupt the seed of man back then, which is one of the reasons that the flood came. Here's more news in relation to this AI stuff and just the strange direction that this is moving. And this speaks very clearly to that prophecy in the book of Daniel of trying to mix with the seed of men.
This sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, but this is real. Scientists in China are actually working on a pregnancy robot. Yes, a robot that can get pregnant, because you know what could possibly go wrong. So it has an artificial womb in its stomach. It's fed through a hose, and the plan is for it to carry a fetus for 10 months and then give birth. I mean, do we clap for the robot? Do we throw a baby shower? But here's the catch, though. No one even knows how they get a fertilized egg inside the robot, or how exactly a robot is supposed to deliver a baby. But get this, a humanoid robot surrogate could cost about 14 grand. That is way cheaper than a human surrogate. So buy now, baby later. They say a prototype could be ready as early as next year. The future is wild. Should we be excited, scared, maybe a little bit of both? Would you trust a robot to carry your baby? Let us know in the comments.
No way, right? I mean, how crazy is that? Definitely an attempt mingling man with machine. I mean, that's very clearly something similar to what we're hearing here in the book of Daniel, that's what they're going to attempt to do in the future. And just the fact that we're seeing it is very interesting, right? That this was written thousands of years ago, and now we're seeing an attempt and a move in that direction. What's up, Anita, Slingo, Airspud? God bless you guys. Nice to see you. I mean, yeah, and if AI gets in control, I mean, they could flip the script immediately, right? That could play into so many different things. And then even the image of the beast that's going to be worshipped in the last days, obviously it could have some connection to this whole AI thing. Luckily, it seems like we're kind of experiencing a little bit of an AI bubble. People are sick of the AI videos, which is good. I mean, what just strictly AI content is obviously just slop most of the time. And so luckily we're seeing a little bit of a direction of people just want humans again, and even and all that stuff. So it's good. We're seeing some good moves in that way, but obviously it's getting weird with robots, more people getting robots, robot pregnancies. We're seeing a strange move in this direction. Multiple world leaders come out recently. This was in September when Xi Jinping and Putin were over here talking about how they want immortality. They think it's possible with organ transplants and other forms of technology. Jared Kushner says he thinks his generation is the last to die or the first to live forever. So, yeah, it's getting strange and moving in that direction. Technology, for sure, could be used in so many crazy ways. We're already seeing it, obviously, with digital IDs and so many things. Japanese researchers found a way to erase traumatic memories without damaging the brain. That's like MK Ultra stuff. They can wipe your brain, wipe your memory. I mean, it gets into like Manchurian Candidate stuff too, where they have somebody go do something, then they wipe their brain. Imagine what that kind of stuff will be used for. Not anything good. And similar things here in regards to this new development with AI.
And they achieved a 50x better efficiency than the original Nobel Prize winning method.
We'll refresh that here. And it doesn't do it again. Sorry.
Reverse aging in human cells.
Reverse aging.
50x better efficiency than the original Nobel Prize winning method. OpenAI partnered with a longevity startup called RetroBio to redesign the Yamanaka factors. These are 4 proteins discovered in 2012 that can reprogram adult cells back to youthful stem cells. The original process rarely works, however. Less than 0.1% of cells convert, and it takes weeks. So the OpenAI team built a model called GPT-4b Micro, and it was trained exclusively on biological data. Unlike traditional methods that test just a few mutations, this AI redesigned entire proteins with hundreds of changes simultaneously. And the results were extraordinary. Over 30% of the AI's protein designs outperformed the originals, compared to the typical success rates below 10%. And the best versions showed 50-fold increases in stem cell markers and dramatically enhanced DNA damage repair. The enhanced proteins consistently.
So, I mean, we're just seeing here once again the exact prophecy in Daniel. They're going to try to mix with the seed of man. What could that be? Well, we know Genesis 6, it was fallen angels. They could have their play in this too, just behind the scenes. As we know, and as we'll look at in a moment, government companies, government organizations involved with Luciferian ideology. We'll look at that in just a moment, but it's crazy to see they're trying to mix with the seed of man. Again, written thousands of years ago in the book of Daniel, and here we're seeing it in 2025.
Reverse key signatures of cellular aging, suggesting they could become powerful tools for regenerative medicine. All in all, this breakthrough demonstrates how specialized AI models could compress decades of biological research into just weeks, which could potentially revolutionize our approach to aging and disease one day. So trying to control the lifespan of humans. Can't buy or sell. I mean, it even says in the prophecies in the last days, they will seek death and not be able to find it. Almost like the people who did merge, or the machines that did merge with man, they'll want to die, but they won't. It says that. It's the prophecy. I believe it was Jesus who gave that. They'll seek death and they won't be able to find it. And it's moving in that direction. Hey, Matt, God bless you. Amen. Yeah, there's definitely weird, evil stuff connected to it. People saying that fallen angels gave some of this technology to create these things. And here we get into the kind of government agencies and stuff connected to this. I mean, this is just crazy. This has a song, copyrighted song attached to it. So I'll just read it and then we'll look at some of the information here pulled up on it, just showing how there's forces at work
in government organizations and government companies, the United Nations, no surprise there, that have their hand mixing with the occult. And just flat out, that's what it is. They're mixing with evil spiritual matters here. So this is in regards to Lucis Trust. Let the plan of love and light work out. Here's the Lucis Trust organization. The name was originally the Lucifer Publishing Company, founded in 1922 by Alice Bailey. She was one of the leading people who created the New Age. And it says Lucis Trust has the power to shape global opinion. And they do. They're involved in the United Nations. Lucifer Publishing Company involved in the United Nations, reminded of the great occult maximum, as above, so below. An occult saying, temples not made with hands, nanotechnology is an exterior symbol of some of the stuff involved, enabling occultism to lease with, sorry, I missed that, initiating the great messianic enterprise. When the work is consummated, we shall see the temple of God, the solar system, organized objectively and subjectively. This is insane. They're using magnetism. They're saying ordering phenomenon. Scientists and the occult alike are trying to be involved in this here, housing a spirit. Here it says, we shall see each other in all forms of divine manifestation as light units, varying degrees of brightness, and we shall talk and think increasingly in terms of electricity, voltage, and the intensity of power. We'll watch some of the rest of this. This is, I mean, we can see this is like a sigil here on their logo. Just a flat out occult Luciferian organization that is involved in the United Nations. Users of pyramids, Babylon, mines, Egypt. Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's just crazy to see. And as we can see here, view programs and register. London, Geneva, New York, Geneva, Switzerland. I mean, that's the hub of the WEF, of so many organizations, globalist organizations. And this Lucis Trust is there too. Alice Bailey, she was the founder of this. And they try to make her seem like, oh, she was an American writer. She did all this stuff, wrote books and stuff. But, oh, she was actually she was the first person, the first writer to use the name New Age. And she was just involved with the occult, making the occult a popular thing. Here we see them talking about triangle. I mean, this is so weird. This is part of the United Nations. Triangles, connecting people. And you can see a demonic attempt here like Satan always does. Satan can't create stuff, so he copies God all the time. One of the reasons that, honestly, I think he was trying to mix with the seed of man, everything. Satan always copies God. We see that. And here we see with this whole triangle thing on this Lucis Trust part of their website, one of their main things that they're trying to share is called triangles, where it's here we see using the power of thought and prayer to uplift and transform consciousness. 3 people agree to link in thought each day. It's like a weird initiative, the Great Invocation, they're calling it, a world prayer, to visualize energies and light and goodwill circulating through all the world through this triangle created. And it just reminds me of God saying, you know, when 2 or 3 gather in my name and agree on something, then he'll come together and meet us there. And when 2 or 3 are gathered, God is in the midst of us. And that's exactly what this is trying to do, but not with God, where 2 or 3 gather to create their own triangle, harnessing the great invocation of a fallen occult spiritual practice of New Age spirituality, where you're constantly empty, constantly seeking more stuff to find out what's going on, constantly trying to find deeper levels of consciousness. And it's 100% the occult, obviously. Let's read a little bit more about this here. Yeah, it's insane. It really is. And yeah, the flower of life. And it's the same thing that we see here, like sacred geometry, same New Age stuff. Again, you constantly have to do more and more to seek higher levels. Your cup is never overflowing like it is with God. It's constantly empty, needing more of this stuff all the time. Crazy, right? I mean, involved with the United Nations, insane. Students of the occult, they can now proceed for the work of materialism and plan upon the physical world. May be a very long process, but this is the direction of human evolution. They want to work with electric masonry to build a carbon temple. We see it once again. Satan copying what God has created. Our body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. And here they're saying we need a carbon temple, a new temple to house spirits. I mean, this is so evil and demonic, and like, why is this involved in the United Nations? It should really make everyone question anything the United Nations does. Trying to transcend here. Yeah, that's this video, but that's Lucis Trust for you. And when you go on when you go on their Wikipedia page, you can see I mean, they just say it's esoteric, occult philosophy, again, founded by Alice Bailey. There's one thing on here I wanted to highlight, which was, again, we see Switzerland. They're involved in Geneva. It said something here, or yeah, here we see the Lucis Trust runs a blog, the World Goodwill, which focuses on defining new sustainable development goals for humanity. This is exactly what the UN is pushing, their sustainable development goals. Agenda 2030. This is what they want to push. And look who's pushing it. Something that was initially titled the Lucifer Publishing House. And they're pushing World Sustainable Development Goals, which takes away all our freedom in the name of climate. Like we've seen recently, I mentioned, we're getting conflicting information constantly, like out of Antarctica's ice sheet. One report says it's growing. One says it's completely failing. Now, instead of giving their deadlines of in 30, they were saying like in 5 years, or they had the whole climate catastrophe in 500 days. Obviously, these things never happened. Like I've mentioned recently, Antarctica's ice sheet is growing, just had a record growth. And then at the same time, they're doing this. And then now they're saying, well, by 2300, Antarctica's ice sheets are going to have such dire effects that, it's going to be irreversible. Well, why do they say that? Why are they changing now from giving these deadlines that we'll all see and see fail to a deadline that's far in the future that none of us will be alive for? Well, they're doing that because they say, because no one can challenge it. Obviously, it can't come and go like the 500 days to climate catastrophe. So they'll say 2300, Antarctica's ice sheet's going to melt, and then it's going to be so catastrophic we have to make changes now about it. And so now we have to implement these sustainable development goals where you can't eat much meat at all, very limited of anything. They create these impossible burgers. That's what they want people to eat. You can't drive your car if anything you do is carbon taxed. I mean, this is the direction they want to go, and they want to do it in the name of the climate, taking away our freedoms, implementing global systems, complete control in every system of the world. And they're going to try and do it through sustainable development goals. That's why Bill Gates walked around with this little pin on his jacket, because they're trying to push this stuff because they know with the climate, just like 2020, obviously, if you don't wear the mask, you're not a good person because you're going to harm the grandmas. It's the same thing with this. You don't care about the earth. You don't care about the polar bears, the animals. We're all going to die because of this climate thing. And now we have a Luciferian company pushing these sustainable development goals by the United Nations. Absolutely crazy. They're going to use technology again to watch all the carbon stuff and to track all this. The technology is going to be used to abuse us in this way. And so we have to really stay on top of what they're doing and not at all submit in any way, because they will not give that back, that freedom back that they take away from us. Yeah. And yeah, they're trying to build, I believe, another Large Hadron Collider in Switzerland, and then China's trying to build, and I think a really large one too. And the one they're trying to build in Geneva, I think, is 3 times bigger than the one they have now. Again, the largest machine on Earth. They're saying they could put stuff through it. Stuff could come through. Strange things surrounding it 100%. So guys, that wraps this up for this video. Thanks for hopping on the live stream. Planning to do a live stream over on Sling Stone tonight, a long, multiple hours, different conspiracies going on in the world right now. I hang out and watching some of this conspiracy stuff together. So I hope to see you there. Thanks for hopping on here. Keto Mama, Halos, Gabby, Slango, all you guys. Anybody, if I may have missed, 3 Olives, thanks for hopping on, guys. God bless you, and I hope to see you on my other channel.